Yo, what's up? Oh yeah, baby. Yeah, I'm back at it again, man. What's going on, y'all? Hope all is well. Week 6 NFL and some college football. First things first is recap. Week 5. First things first. Jets get a win over the Broncos, which is great. Nathaniel Hackett got his revenge. Sean Payton, what are you doing down there in Bronco land? We want to see it work. We want to see it work. We want to see the results. Also, with the Broncos playing tomorrow night against the Chiefs, let's see how that goes. But breaking it down, these Jets are rallying, and I'm not saying they're gonna do great, but because they got the Eagles next, but expect it to be a somewhat respectable game. You know what I mean? Next up, I want to say the Steelers. You did not win that game. The Ravens beat y'all, and then they beat themselves. These guys can't catch the ball worth nothing. You got to get some help for Lamar Jackson. Next up, my dogs, my good old Texans, they didn't do bad, but I know that they were better than Atlanta. CJ still hasn't thrown a pick yet, so that's a plus right there. Atlanta just was a better team. Bijan Robinson, man, he made some spectacular play behind the back. He was behind the back. And then go check out the Twitter, the scam and the camera in the sky, dude. That is sick. Just behind the back. Ooh, clean, crisp. And I'm gonna get to it. The game of the week that everybody was watching, Sunday Night Football, Cowboys versus the 49ers. The massacre was real. The Niners are here to stay. They are a problem. They're probably going to be the best team in the NFL for the next 2 to 3 weeks, bar injury. If they're healthy, they're gonna be a problem. They ain't no fin to be. They are a problem. If Dallas is good, the Niners look good. The Niners look good. The Niners look good. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Joe Burrow is back. Joe Burrow did his thing. Jamar Chase looked. Was it 192 yards, 3 touchdowns? Jamar Chase, what's up? That's how you come back. Jonathan Taylor, you can learn a thing or two from that. Also, update 2 on Anthony Richardson. He's hurt again. This is not looking good for the Colts. I know that I am in love with Anthony Richardson. That was my favorite quarterback coming out in this draft. That's what I wanted to go to the Texans. But now looking at it, I might be wrong because AR is just getting beat up and banged up consecutively over and over and over, and it's just looking bad for him. So the Colts really gotta make a decision here, especially in another divisional game against the Jags. They gotta really figure out what they want to do going forward. If they wanted to start guarding him and sit, AR, their future quarterback, down or whatever. Speaking of that, Jags also get another win in England as well. I know they played the Buffalo Bills. They were talking about the whole time travel thing. The whole time thing about being in another part of the world. I do not feel like it was fair for the Bills, but then again, the Jags are the home team in London. So, until you get more recognition out there in London or whatever, but yeah, they gonna do that. They finna do that for real. So, just be mindful of that. Browns, I don't know what the Browns are doing. I don't know. Then they got the 49ers next week, so it's just going to be you know what I mean? Eagles barely get a win out. They haven't been playing dominating football like I expected them to. I don't really understand it. They're way better than the teams that they've been playing against. So I just don't really get it. But for my recap, pretty much, George Kittle's look great. Jamar Chase looked great. Lamar Jackson actually looked great in a losing effort. Bijan Robinson looked great. Zach Moss looked good for the Colts too as well. So that's pretty much the recap. I know it wasn't going into Thursday morning basically. So I kind of really don't want to talk too much about it because you guys have heard it from everybody else. So I just had to miss this week. I was down in Miami for the weekend. Had a good time. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Miami. It was fun. Went for Carnival. But I'm back here in Atlanta making some moves. Check me out, though. All right. Week 6 predictions and reasons why. Let me give it to you. Hot take right here, man. Broncos Chiefs, we opened them up on Thursday Night Football. I do not think the Broncos bounce back. I think they get annihilated in this game by the Chiefs. Pat Mahomes throws 3 touchdowns, over under. Give me 45 points. 45 points in total. I'm looking at like a 28, and whatever that maps out to be, 15, 28-17, something like that. Something bizarre like that. You know what I mean? Kelsey, if he plays, if not, if he doesn't play, those young receivers for the Chiefs look great. Pacheco looks like he actually can create some, alleviate pressure off for Pat Mahomes if he has any pressure at all. Flip side of that, Broncos, you get rid of your best edge rusher, Randy Gregory, and we'll talk about where his destination, where he landed. But Broncos really don't have much going for them, especially losing to the Jets. Sean Payton, I think he's just going to pretty much wrap it up and just give it a rust, see what he can get from him. And I don't blame him for that. I really don't. But I don't see the Broncos pulling this out on Thursday Night Football. It's going to be, I said it's going to be a blowout, but because it's Thursday Night Football and it's the only game and nobody's watching the college football games, it might be close. And it's a divisional rival, so they're going to play them tough because that's what you do with your divisional rival. So I'll take that back. 34-20, 34, 28, somewhere around there. That's what I'm looking at. Niners, Browns. Niners beat the Browns. Even if Deshaun Watson plays, the Browns they're not matching up against the Niners. The Niners are on what you call a hate Dallas high right now, and they are hating everybody else. They beat the crap out of Dallas. They probably beat the crap out of the Browns. And after they just added Randy Gregory to their team, it's another edge rusher. Shanahan loves edge rushers. Good luck for the Browns. RIP to Cleveland, because it is going to look horrible on Sunday for y'all. DTR, this is a bad way for him to come back, especially in that Ravens game. He threw 3 picks. This game, he could probably possibly throw 8. I'm messing with you. Not 8. I hope not. I like DTR out of UCLA, but this is a tough matchup for the Browns. I don't see them winning in any area or any department. Next up, we got the Vikings versus the Bears. Red hot Bears, one game win streak last Thursday against the Commanders. Vikings, on the other hand, doing the same thing. The thing with the Vikings is they give up so much points on the defensive side. Bears do too. The Vikings also have good offensive weapons. The Bears have DJ Moore and Justin Fields. The Vikings have a decent running game. The Bears are trying to establish a running back because they all keep getting hurt. Right? Unfortunate events, by the way, on that, right? Like, how does your number 1 and your number 2 go down in the same game? And possibly your number 3 is out too as well. That's an unfortunate event. It's like, nobody really prepares for that. It's kind of hard to coach that one. But I like Justin Fields versus Kirk Cousins. I think that Kirk Cousins and them win just because the Bears, they're not as organized as the Vikings. I did have the Vikings predicted to win the division. It looks like the Lions might take it, but who knows? This is week 6. We got a lot more weeks left out of 17. But for now, I'm going to take the Vikings in this one. Vikings over the Bears. Next up, Ravens versus the Titans. King Henry is back. Lamar Jackson's receivers are whack. That was whack, right? I know. Lamar's probably going to put up like 3 touchdowns. One to Mark Andrews, one to some random receiver that they found on the street. Because Odell just can't play. Zay Flowers is over-targeted. Nelson Aguilar can't catch. The Ravens, I don't know what the Ravens did offensively. I thought they did something this offseason. They finally got in weapons that were consistent. It just looks like the Ravens really just have to rely on Lamar. And that's not really fair to Lamar Jackson. As opposed to the Titans. Tannehill is playing game manager football. 30 plus. Derrick Henry has finally found his groove. Hopkins looks like he's a part of the offense now and looked pretty decent. So, I think that's good. The Titans have a good defensive line, so they'll probably try to get after him. Lamar Jackson. I'm going to pull for the Titans. If you're looking for a score, I think this score will probably be 31-28, 3-point win. Whoever gets it's a 3-point win. I'm going to roll with the Titans on this one just because I think the running game, the actual running back for the Titans, which is Derrick Henry, is probably gonna be the reason the differentiator between the two on the Ravens and the Titans. Panthers, Dolphins. Dolphins should annihilate the Panthers. I can't see the Panthers beating them. Their Panthers defense is good, but let's not get carried away. Who's stopping Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Raheem Mostert, Devon Achane? There's just so many offensive weapons. It's just, it's just so many offensive weapons. It's just a massacre for Carolina. I don't know at this point if Carolina's even tanking anymore. I think they're just naturally losing these games organically. I don't know what's going on in Charlotte, but the Dolphins are going to beat the crap out of the Panthers. Next up, we got the Texans versus the Saints. This is a very winnable game for both teams. As a fan, of course, obviously, I want to see my Texans win. But more realistically, it depends on who's starting at quarterback for the Saints. If it's going to be Derek Carr, okay, might be fair enough. They might win. But if it's going to be Jameis Winston, expect a couple of picks, expect a couple of interceptions, they did look good against the Patriots. They blew the Patriots out, right? So, they did that to Bill Belichick. As opposed to the Texans, I think with Tank Dell having the concussion, you finally get to see Xavier Hutchinson come on the field, John Mechie come on the field now, Nico Collins. Then, of course, you get to see Dameon Pierce. We had our actual two offensive tackles back against the Falcons, and we still struggled to win against them. I think that now that those guys actually get to start together, get those reps together, the Texans go out and they take care of the Saints. I got them winning this game, 24-21, also another 3-point victory as well. Falcons versus the Commanders. After that embarrassing loss, the Commanders should come back and win against the Falcons. Desmond Ridder, he's so up and down. I just can't read him. I know that Bijan is the truth. Kyle Pitts can be the truth. And Drake London, if he can get the ball in his hands, he can be a weapon as well. I don't think that the Commanders are going to let that defensive performance like they had against the Bears happen again. Not until they play Dallas or the Eagles. So, the Eagles again, I should say. Again, the Eagles. The Commanders with Sam Howell at quarterback, he's going to probably bounce back in this game. I could see him throwing for three touchdowns, maybe 2 or 3 touchdowns in this game. Getting Terry McLaurin involved, Jahad Dotson, some of these guys offensively on the ball for the Commanders. Bijan Robinson as well. Brian Robinson as well. So Commanders should win this game, but they should win it by 10. I'd say respectfully 21-31, 24-34, somewhere around there in a wide range. Colts versus the Jags. Depends on who's starting for the Colts. I understand they got 2 new running backs. They have 2 running backs now with Zach Moss and Jonathan Taylor. Realistically, the Jags are the more completed team. I got the Jags winning this game just because of just consistency with players, repetition, knowing each other, how they get played. Colts, on the other hand, it's just too many musical chairs in the backfield, the quarterbacks. Just a lot going on until they get that established. Then I can really kind of start vouching for the Colts. So I'm going to roll with Jags in this one. Seahawks versus the Bengals. This is actually, I think, the game of the week for me. For me, this is the game of the week. That and the Cowboys again, who they play. But actually, no, I see another game there too. But Seahawks and Bengals. Joe Cool versus they wrote me off, but I ain't right back. Geno Smith. But he might be out for this game, so Drew Lock might play. If you guys remember, Drew Lock came from that trade with Denver. He was supposed to be the man. He had a great game against us in 2019. That was the last we heard of Drew Lock. Seahawks have 2 good running backs. They have 2 young good running backs, actually. They got Walker III and, of course, Charbonnet. Bengals are finding their groove. I think the Bengals could come out and win this game. I think the Bengals win this game. Just for the simple fact, Jamar Chase is going to have at least about a touchdown after that 3 touchdown performance. And, his LSU brother, Jamar Jefferson, is just looking at him like, okay, all right, I see you, big dog. Justin Jefferson, so he's looking at him, okay, I see you, big dog. See if you can keep it up. Bengals should win this game, though. We're looking at maybe If we're doing points, I'd say 28-20, somewhere around there. 8-point spread. Patriots versus the Raiders. You've got the Master versus the Apprentice. Is that what this is? Josh McDaniels, a.k.a. Mickey D's, versus Bill Belichick. No emotion. Patriots just look terrible right now, man. I wouldn't be surprised if the Raiders go out there and win by 14 plus. I would not be surprised at all. This is being a later game in the day. I wouldn't be surprised if the Raiders beat the crap out the Patriots. I'm going to roll with the Raiders. I can see Jacoby Myers, Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs all getting a touchdown in this game. The Patriots secondary, even who they added this week with J.C. Jackson, I don't really see the Patriots getting out of this one, man. They are done for, man. Mac Jones, Zappy, they're both competing for a starting job middle of the season. It's not looking good over there for the Patriots. So I'm going to roll with the Raiders on this one. Give them that point spread, just whatever it is, by 10. Raiders win this one. Bucks and Lions. Baker Mayfield is playing red hot. So is Jared Goff after all that he's been through with the Raiders. With the both of these, it's crazy. Both of these quarterbacks have a story. So, just seeing Baker go from team to team, and he's finally doing something pretty decent with the Bucks. Actually, not decent. Actually, he's doing really good with the Bucks. Then you've got what's his name? Jared Goff, who got traded from the Rams and got left in exile land, and it turns out now he's out here doing big things. So I really like this game. This is also the game I said is going to be that I was looking at when I saw the Seahawks-Bengals game. I said this might be a game too as well. There might be a big game right here, scoring a lot of points. If you're going to play it, circle it myself because I do play FanDuel, by the way. I'm not sponsored by them, but I should be, right? Yeah. I'm going to roll with the Lions, though. Give me the Lions, just they're more established. I like give me the Bucks. And here's why. Mike Evans can't be stopped. And even if you shut Mike Evans down, Chris Godwin is there. Now you're probably wondering, well, they got Amon St. Brown, not Javonte Williams. Forgot his name. But it's Williams, though. Williams for the Lions. And they've got Jordan Reynolds. Those guys are banged up, except for the only one that's decent and fine is Williams. But everybody else has been pretty banged up. So, but the Lions did good last week. But I'm going to roll with the Bucks on this one. Cardinals versus the Rams. The Rams should win this game by 3. Matthew Stafford, he's got Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, Tutu Atwell. He's just got his toys back. He's just playing status, man. Give me the Rams over the Cardinals, though. I think the Cardinals are still tanking to get Caleb Williams. Eagles versus Jets. I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles come out here and struggle with the Jets a little bit of a scrappy bunch. But give me the Eagles in this one. They should take care of business. If you're looking for a spread, 10 points at best. I'm looking at that. But Jets might go out here and be a problem for the Eagles. Giants versus the Bills. Bills bounce back in this game. They beat the Giants. It's not gonna be worth watching. Cowboys versus the Chargers. Here's the breakdown. You've got Keenan Allen, CeeDee Lamb, Tony Pollard. If Joshua Kelly or Austin Eckler does play for the Chargers, 2 good running backs, right? After that, we're going to break it down a little bit more here. We've got a team that's got a really good defense, and we've got a team that has a coach that thinks he knows defense. We thought he's going to be the defensive guy for the Chargers, and it hasn't really lived up to the hype of that. Justin Herbert, Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott had a horrible game against the Niners. I think it's only right that he bounces back in this game. But surprisingly enough, though, I don't think that's why the Cowboys lose this game to the Chargers. I think they lose this game to the Chargers because of their defense. Here's the reason why. I think that no one can stop Keenan Allen on the Cowboys defense. And on top of that, the Chargers have a better offensive line to me. Well, I'll say this. They have a similar offensive line to the 49ers. I'll say that. That's what I'll say. A similar offensive line to the 49ers. We'll say that. Just the way they play is it's a little here and there, but I can say honestly the Chargers wasn't what they'll probably go blow for blow. Cowboys versus Chargers, we're looking at maybe this game. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to like the high 30s, like 38, 31, 38, 35. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a high-scoring game. That is for the NFL picks. Picks. Next up, we got NCAA games for the week. These are the best ones I just picked. My laptop's obviously not here. Kind of, not in a rush, but it's kind of late. I'm trying to get it out the way real quick, and then I'll probably fix this up here in a second. Washington versus Oregon. I would love to see Oregon win this game. I'm really not a favorite of either or, but I will say this. If you're watching, if you are the Cowboys, if you are the Broncos, if you are the Seahawks, if you are the, I hate to say it, Giants, because you spent all that money, or the Falcons, you are watching this football game for two players. One, Bo Nix, and the other one is Michael Penix. Those two guys right there is what you're looking at in this game right here. If you're any of those football teams, you need to be watching how these two quarterbacks play, because it's going to be high scoring and it's going to be fun to watch. And it's a middle of the day game, so you should be good. A&M versus Tennessee. The only reason why I do it in there, A&M, because of course, you see that over here to your right. You see them boys. Yes, sir. I hope the Aggies win, but Tennessee's a tough team. I wouldn't be surprised if they beat us. USC versus Notre Dame. USC struggled last week against Arizona with their backup quarterback. They cannot do what they did against Arizona again, because Notre Dame is a different ballgame. They believe in slowing it down, going real slow with it with Sam Howell. This should be fun to watch too. Also, we know Caleb Williams is going to be the first round draft pick. Ain't much to be said about it, but Sam Hartman. Excuse me, Sam Hartman is on the other side. Not a bad player at all. Can play, can throw the ball really good. Gets it to his receivers. I can see him in the NFL playing on Sundays. Miami versus UNC. Miami should win against the UNC Tar Heels. I would like for them to win against UNC. But Drake May's another quarterback. Van Dyke, if he decides to come out. A lot of quarterbacks, obviously, is what we're looking at here. Should be a fun game to watch, though. I like Restrepo, the receiver, and I like Chad Young as well from Miami. UCLA versus Oregon State. Oregon State, Ukulele is just, he's not amazing. Struggle. He's had his up and downs. UCLA, on the other hand, play tough defense. They're fun to watch. Defensively, they do take a lot of risk. I think that'll be a lot to handle for the Oregon State offensive line. But that should be another game where it's kind of just, it's two ranked opponents in the Pac-12, and everybody's saying that the SEC is dead. So, yeah, all right, whatever. NFL trades, though, that happened this week. The deadline is October 31st, Halloween. Right now, like I said earlier, like I mentioned a few of them. Randy Gregory to the Niners. I think it's going to help the Niners out a lot. Pass rushing. Dolphins, Claypool. They get him finally. Another receiver that's a big body and can move. It's going to be fun to watch that down there. Incorporate. You probably won't see him this week or the next week. Maybe that third week when he's acclimated to the offense, he'll be involved very well. J.C. Jackson back in the secondary for New England. That's great, but I don't think that they're going to help him out as much. It's just too much. It's too much ground to make up. Falcons get Van Jefferson. I think Van Jefferson, just because the way the Rams have drafted so well at receiver, that Van Jefferson kind of got lost in the sauce. I think he resurrects his career here with the Falcons. He doesn't probably play this week at all. That's all I got, guys, for week 6 in the NFL. Had to make it short and sweet. Y'all take it easy. Y'all be nice. I'll give me some water. Texans should beat the Saints. By the way, drop a comment, drop a like. Tell your mama about this too. Let's get it.